Johnny.
So you can start.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. So, how are you all doing? uh, Manoj is there. Okay, just a second, guys. Give me a second. All right. So, yeah, welcome to our AWS Solution Architect class. Good morning, Manoj. This is our second class. Okay, if you guys are from the first class, right? You guys know what I have covered. But if there are like new people who have joined, just if this is their first class, okay, let me just quickly give what we have done in our first class. All right, and then we'll start our first AWS service. Okay, so let me share my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible, guys, to everyone? Can anyone please confirm? Is my screen visible? Yeah. Okay, thanks, Manoj. So, in our first class, we discussed about the fundamentals of cloud, right? So we discuss, if you had watched my first class, you would get to know that what is the fundamental of cloud and what was the scenario, what was the infrastructure before the cloud, right? So how they used to manage all the or demand on demand, right? What was the challenges they were facing before the cloud, right? So, and then we got introduced to the cloud. So what did I say in the silver lining of the, so it's basically about renting a resource, right? So whenever you want, you take the service, use it, and just give them back to the cloud. So that you don't have to worry about the, infrastructure management. You don't have to worry about the utilization. Okay. So this is about the silver lining of the cloud. So in cloud, we have three partners, right? Three vendors, AWS, Azure, and GCP. So we are learning AWS. Why AWS? Even that I have explained. So because it has a huge market share, right, throughout the globe. Right? There's a high chance of getting job into AWS, and also in learning wise, AWS has designed in a very easy way to understand to any newbies, right? If you are new to cloud, AWS is the first thing to start. All right, so we discussed that, and I told you about some exam guide if you guys are interested to clear the exam. It's not about interest. You have to take exam if you want to, be a specialist in cloud. If you want to be unique from others in the interview, right? The certified guys are given the highest priority. Okay, I strongly recommend you guys to take the exam. Okay, so then we have done the root user setup. I believe most of them already know it. Okay, so we have done the root user setup. So why do we require root user? Obviously to log into the console, right? So so we have 1 year of free trial. Okay, if you are new to AWS, please sign in as a root user. You will get 1 year free subscription. right? You can play with whatever you want, but before you do anything, I'll give you the instruction. Okay. So in the lab, I'll give you instruction what all you need to select and which all you have free tier, not entire console. Okay, that I'll guide you. In our daily classes, I'll guide you. So we have set up the root user, and then we discussed about regions and zone. Can anyone, if there's anyone from yesterday's class, can anyone tell me what do you mean by zones, availability zone? Arihant or Manoj, you guys were from yesterday's class. I told you guys about what is availability zone and what is a region. Do you guys remember? It's very simple thing, right? Uh, no, Manoj, not a backup location. So we don't have Debashis. Debash is also there, no? Debash is
Was there a class yesterday? I didn't.
no, not yesterday, day before yesterday. I mean, you are there, no? First class.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
So
remember anything?
yeah, it's a basically availability zone is a part of region where all the data centers uh, are there inside availability zone.
Okay. Good try, Devashish. Okay, good try. So I'll explain you again. So before we get into the regions and those, you guys should know what is data center. So I believe everyone knows it, right? What do you mean by data center is just a building where it contains all the computer, physical storage, and the all the cooling system, secure system, everything will be there in the one building. This one building we call it as a data center. What do you mean by availability zone is nothing but collection of one or two data center. That's it. So what do you mean by availability zone in any cloud, not only in AWS? In AWS, Azure, GCP, in everything, availability zone is nothing but collection of one or two data centers. What is region? Collection of one or two availability zone. That's it. So always remember this image. Okay. Even in your interview or wherever you are. Okay. If they ask what is availability zone region, remember this. If you see region, okay. So it is a collection of 2 to 3 availability zone, and if you see availability zone, it has 2 to 3. Okay, it's not like only two, not three. It can be anything. This just for example. All right. So we cleared about availability zone and region. So what do you mean by edge locations, Manoj? So edge location is nothing but mini data centers. So let's say we have a very less region in AWS. Okay. So if we have user from edge locations, let's say Antarctica, Sri Lanka, right? There and all, they don't have region. If you see in India, we have only Mumbai as a region, right? If people from south part, how they need to connect. So if there is no region, how AWS will use is they will deploy mini data centers. That is only we call it as edge location. That's it. All right, so don't get confused with that. Okay, so that's about edge location. And then the main important thing what we have discussed is shared responsibility model in the cloud. All right, so before learning any concept in cloud, you should be knowing what is the shared responsibility. I mean, what is the responsibility will be shared between the customer and the AWS, right? So it's the similar way how we rent a Zoom car, right? I have given the same example. So if you rent a Zoom car, what happens? Few responsibilities shared by a Zoom car and few responsibilities shared by a user. That means you. Same way in AWS, in this cloud, right? If you are running any application in the cloud, if you are deploying any application, so all the your data, whatever data you are putting there, okay, what your OS you are using, which kind of OS you are using, which kind of firewall you are configuring, what are the encryption you are using, it's all your data. I mean your responsibility, which is security in the cloud. AWS will not worry about it. What is AWS responsibility? They'll just, okay, to run this application, what you want. Do you want proper storage? Do you want proper strong database? Do you want high network? I will provide. Okay. Do you want high recovery? You want high availability zone, I will provide, they will provide to run the application. But inside that, it is your responsibility. You cannot blame AWS. Okay, this is pretty much similar in all the three clouds, guys. Okay, that's why I have kept this in the starting itself. Okay, please remember this. If you are going for the interview, they might ask you this. Okay, so throughout this course, I'll be giving you in between interview tips. Okay, how they will ask. Okay, how the cross questions, how they might ask scenario based. Okay, I can't remember and I can't tell you everything at the end of the course. So be active in the course, right? So whenever I say, please make a note of it, right? It would help you guys in the interview. All right, so this is what we discussed. So till here we had stopped, right? So so today we're gonna talk about a little bit about well architect framework. Okay, and then we'll do our first service. All right. Yeah, so what is well architect framework? Why do we need to learn this? Okay, so anyone has any idea before I say anything? Anyone wants to say what is AWS well architect framework? Guys, you can talk freely. All right, so even if it's wrong, please speak up and say, because everyone are learning in this, right? So even if you don't know, just try to speak up. Okay, so let me explain. So what is AWS well architect framework is, so before you deploy any resources in AWS, you need to have architecture, right? You guys are already know, if you are working professional, you will be knowing what is architecture. Okay, architecture is a end-to-end, okay, data flow. Okay, to build that architecture, you have some pillars. Okay, you have some certain rules to follow in AWS. Okay, so it's not like mandatory rules, but if you follow, right, you will be called as a proper solution architect. Okay, so you should be follow those pillars while building an architecture. That's it. This just for your knowledge purpose. Okay, so AWS Well Architect Framework is a methodology developed by AWS to help architecture build and operate reliable, secure, efficient, and cost-effective system. So these are the pillars. Okay, so if the architecture should be aware of these main pillars. So let us see what are those pillars. So these are the 6 pillars, guys. Remember it. Okay, so whenever the solution architect building an architecture in AWS, he needs to be aware of this pillars. What are those? Operational excellence. Okay, so his architecture should be excellent in maintaining the operation performance, right? And the security, while he's building architecture for application, so he should take care of the security as well. Okay, and then he should be, knowing about the reliability. That means, let's say, the pillar focus on ensuring that systems operate reliable and recover from failures. Okay, even if your application goes down, one more should be up and running. You should be aware of this. You should be aware of performance efficiency, right? You should get maximum performance with lesser cost. Okay, and then cost optimizer. You should be knowing how to play with the cost. This is very important, guys. Okay. Okay, nowadays, since everyone are into cloud, so people are expecting to save a lot of money. Your lead, your manager want you to use the minimum cost. Okay, you should be knowing which service is costly, which service is cheaper, how to play with the cost in services. You should be knowing all this. So these are the pillars. Okay, just you don't have to buy at this all those things. Just remember it. Okay, just tell them these 6 pillars before you answer anything in the interview. It will impress them. All right. So we're gonna build architecture based on these pillars only. So I need to take care of operation. I need to take care of security. I need to take care of reliability, performance, and cost. So if you build architecture based on this, then you will call it as a proper solution architect. Clear? Any doubt?
No.
Okay, all right. So this was all about AWS fundamentals. Okay, so you guys know about what is cloud. Why do we require AWS? Okay, you guys know what is the region availability zone. You guys know pillars. Now we are good to start our first and the most used service in AWS in cloud. That is our elastic compute cloud. Okay, same technology, same methodology. Okay, in Azure we call it as VMs. That's it. Only naming is different. Okay, so here we call it as elastic compute cloud. That is EC2. Anyone has idea what is it?
Yes, it's a virtual machines that is hosted uh, inside the cloud. Means it is just a VM. We can spin up either any operating system, Windows,
Yes,
Linux.
yes, very good, correct. So Debash is right.
Yes.
Yeah, correct answer. So what Debash is told is correct. So EC2 is nothing but is a, so if they ask what is EC2, it is a web service that provides scalable compute capacity. Okay, so it's nothing but virtual service. That's it. Okay, don't buy hat everything. So what is EC2? It's nothing but our virtual service wherein we can run our application, okay, on the cloud on EC2s. Okay, so we can launch whenever we want and we can remove when it's not required. That's it. Okay, it's on demand. Now here everyone knows what is virtual server. Okay, what it does. Yes, Leela Krishnan, you have raised a hand. Do you have something to ask, Leela? I cannot hear you. Okay. So yeah, EC2 is our virtual service. So here now what you need to learn as a cloud architect, okay, as a AWS solution architect in this uh, course is we gonna have to learn if you want to launch instance. Let's say if you want to launch instance, yeah, you can, yes, Leela, you can call it as virtual machines or virtual server, anything. It is virtual. That's it. All right. So if you want to launch an instance, okay, it's very easy. AWS is designed in such a way, right? You can simply just a couple of touch and you can launch it. But as you are joining this course, okay, what makes you unique is we will learn entire each concept. What is OS, why they have given this option, what is instance type, what are the different types of instance type, what is key pair, why they have introduced key pair, okay, what are the different network settings, what all you can do it here, and what is the different storage settings. All right. So, and we have couple of some advanced section also, which I'm going to explain you. Okay, so if you know all this, this will make you different from others and you can play with instance. Okay, based on the scenario, you can play with this. Right. So shall we start our first service?
Yes.
All right.
So I have a query.
Mm-hmm.
So in AWS environment, in their data center,
Mm-hmm.
what are the hardware they are using for making their infrastructure? Are there any specific technology or what hardware? Means is it related regard means it's if it related to server networks or compute anything? Is
Mm-hmm.
it the AWS proprietary or they use other OEMs hardware also?
So you're asking about AWS, what AWS uses.
Yes.
So AWS, they have their own, right? They have their own infrastructure, they have their own data centers, and they have their dedicated team. As you said, they're using their own this thing. I'm not really sure exactly what and how they're gonna do it, but if you whatever you do, okay, they have a lot of different data centers, right? They have different regions. They have a lot of regions, and they will be storing your data across everywhere. Okay, they'll make sure your application should be up and running always. So in detail, what's the background of AWS? Even I'm not really sure. Okay, so I cannot tell you on that. So one more question, Leela, sir, does EC2 and Azure VMs are same? Is there any differences? Both are same, Leela. That's what I told you, right? So only the naming is different. So only the namings you might get a different, but all the working, right? EC2 VMs, virtual machines in Azure, both are same. Both built to do the same functions. Okay. All
Hello.
right. So
Sir, 1 minute, please.
yeah.
Sir, in AWS data center, sorry, availability zone on nearby location, any specific details more? Can you please provide more details about availability zone? That means
So
you have specified 2 or 3 availability zone for
hmm,
region, right? So
2
can
or 3
you,
availability zone, yeah, for a region.
is there any specific distance or is there in 3 availabilities are nearby in same place or it's a little
No,
far from?
availability zone, if you see what is availability zone, it is a collection of data centers, right? So in each availability zone, data center will be like, it will be like a campus. Just a second, I'll show you. So now we have in India, we have Mumbai as a region. Okay, so in India, we have Mumbai as a region. Okay, so in this Mumbai region, so where there is, can you mute it? Can you please mute? So in Mumbai, they have given the name as a Mumbai, okay, main. So it doesn't mean data center is storing in the Mumbai only. Okay, so those are isolated location which nobody knows, because normally anyone not usually not everyone get access to it. So they will be storing, let's say if they say one availability zone, okay, somewhere around, for example, okay, just for example, okay, in Hyderabad they'll create one availability zone like a campus. Okay, so here they'll be having multiple data centers, I mean the buildings. Okay, so and somewhere in here another isolated location, so let's say Gujarat. All right, so they will have one more availability zone. So here they might have 2, 3, okay, 4 data center, we don't know. Okay, so they will combine this and they'll give it as one Mumbai region. So now if you go to this AWS console, okay, now if you select, okay, so if you select Mumbai region, now we have different subnets here. Okay, we will get 3 subnets. That means we have 3 availability zone. I'll show you where it is. You go to VPC section. Can you guys see it here? We have 3 subnets. So why do we have 3 subnets? Because Mumbai region has 3 availability zone. Okay, now which place, how far, okay, how many data center, that we don't know. AWS will never, give it to us. It will never tell us in exactly which place it is. Okay, these are something confidential. But as per this, now if you see in Mumbai region, you have 3 availabilities. That means in India, they have these 3 availability zones. So inside availability zone, there might be 2 data center, 4 data center, and these are very far. Okay, these are very far. I'm just giving you example: Hyderabad, Gujarat, Bangalore. Okay, they are kept at isolated location. You should be far away from the our day-to-day activity, because it has a lot of, uh, computers, right? Lot of computers will be running, and they have dedicated cooling systems. They have dedicated security system. All right. So this is how it works in the background. Is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear. So you mean
Yes,
like
sir.
we will never know where these
Ha. These are isolated location. Data center will always place in an isolated location. Okay, so this why they are giving naming is okay. Hello. So here you might ask then why they are giving name Mumbai, Singapore. So why? Because you might be, creating application for India users. Okay, so let's say Flipkart. Okay, it runs for only for the Indian people. So you want to make sure the users are from India only, right? So that is why regions have names. Now, if you deploy applications in Mumbai, okay, so you have lot of, higher chance of getting users from Mumbai, from India only. If you deploy, okay, if you deploy a Flipkart application in US East Virginia, you can do it. Okay, it's not that it's not possible. You can do it. You can deploy anywhere you want. But the latency. So if your application is in you guys know, right? If your application, sorry. So if your application is in US and all your users in India, so just imagine what would be the latency if they want to request anything from your application. That's why for regions, they have given names. Okay. But availability zone, where exactly, okay, how many data center, that is not disclosed by AWS. All right. So yeah, okay, we'll move on. Yeah. So EC2, we have some few important features to be noted down in the EC2. So few people are already aware of it, right? So what EC2 does is, okay, we have to take care of the life cycle of instances. Instances are nothing but EC2 guys, okay? And load balancing, auto scaling. Okay, we have to attach storage, network card, right? All these things you need to learn, okay? Which we're gonna do it in this session. Right. So before we get in, we have different types of EC2 instance types, or we can call it as families. What are these families? Okay, so everyone knows how to launch EC2. Okay, if they ask in interview, you can just go click on launch instance to select something and you can launch. But if they ask, do you know what are the different families? Okay, so these are the EC2 instance families. So based on the usage, we have different purpose. Okay, different EC2. That is general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized, GPU, and HPC. So I'll give you real-time example. Okay. So I'm not going to explain you with the definition and all. Okay. It's everywhere available in the Google or anywhere. So I'll tell you only the real-time example. So general purpose instance, when do we use? It's like a on-demand. Okay. Just for practice. Now for the training purpose. Okay. Even in once if I join the company, I want to do some, implementation just for the practice. Okay, it's on demand. Just click on launch. Okay, I will create one new thing and I'll immediately delete it. All right. So this is a general purpose. Just click on launch. I can launch and I can delete it. This is general purpose. So next one is compute optimized. So what do you mean by compute and when do we use it is just for like a, if you have like a Flipkart application, right? Your Swiggy, your Zomato, those all are built on compute optimized. Okay, those are built complex. Okay, they need some good EC2 instance. Okay, those all are built on compute optimized. Okay, for example, I'm saying memory optimized. So when they will use memory optimized, okay, so they want high memory. Okay, so their application, so let's say if your client comes up with, okay, we have to deal a lot of memory, right? Our EC2 should be very high in memory. So when do we use it memory optimized? Usually in the gaming, right? Why? Because if you see now we have online gaming. So in the online gaming, if you see the result instantly updated, right? For that, memory should be high. For that VMs, for that EC2, if you're running for the gaming, memory should be high. So for that, we have memory optimized, storage optimized. So if you are focusing on more storage, okay, if you are okay with less performance, but your EC2 should have more storage, then you can go with storage optimized. And then GPU. So this is graphical process unit. So graphical means, so in the name itself, it says if you going with, if your client is requesting for, if your client is related to video editing, right? So if they're into online media, YouTube streaming, online streaming, for them, they might require GPU. And then we have something called HPC. What is high performance computing? It is a very biggest EC2 instance family, and it is used for very high workload, like big data, right? Hadoop, all those things we might use HPC, right? So just remember the examples, and if you remember the examples, you can remember this. Okay. So how can you recognize here in the EC2 instance type? If you see here, general purpose will be something like this, T2. Okay, T is for tiny, M is for, medium. If you see compute optimize, it will be starting with C. Memory optimize R, X. All right. So storage H. So where you can see, click on launch. If you click on launch instance, where you can see instance families here. Okay. So here we have instance type. Like you see here, T2 micro. As soon as you see this, you should be able to say, okay, this belongs to general. Okay, this belongs to general purpose. That's why we have under free tier. Okay, if you want, you can see all the different available. Okay, see C5 compute. Got it right? Why they have given all those things? Is it clear, guys, about these instance types?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
T2 will be available for general purposes.
Yeah,
I
T2
mean,
is like
for
T is
practice.
for tiny. Yeah, just for practice purpose.
Oh, that's the one we have get access for 1 year.
Yeah, that's the one for the free tier.
Okay, this is the only one, right?
Yeah, this is the only one. Low. So let's say T2 micro is a free tier eligible. Now here they have some limit. Okay. Up to that limit, you whatever you want, you can do. Okay, it's not chargeable. If you select any other, okay, T2 small, T2 medium, if you see there's no free tier, right? T micro, small, medium, there's no free tier. If you select and deploy, so every second you will be charging. Or if you see here, they have given the pricing. 0.5 USD per hour, 0.4 USD per hour. Okay, so
Okay,
always in AWS, I'll be giving, okay, in the lab session, I'll be giving you the guidance, which one to select.
sure.
All right,
But we
so
can see the.
yeah, we are clear about instance type. Guys, see, it takes no time, okay, or it takes no time for me to take a lab. I can simply go launch, okay, click on launch, and I can give some details. I can ask you to guys follow me. I can tell you that, but what is the intention of my course? Okay, if you're joining this courses, you should be unique from others. Okay, you should be able to tell them each and every option why they have given this. Okay, why we are going with T2 micro only, why we are going with memory optimized. That's why I have put a lot of effort here. I have put a lot of theory here. Okay, please focus on this part. Labs, it will be easier for you if you understand here, right? So that's why I'm starting with theory. Okay, few people they will directly start with lab. Okay, but I want you to focus on why AWS has given this option. Okay, why they have given this Ubuntu. Okay, why they have given this AMI in the starting only, right? All those things you will get to know. Now in instance type is clear. Okay, so now you know if they ask anything in this box in instant types, you guys can tell. Okay, so we'll get into the next part. Okay, this is something I'll tell it in the last. Okay, now if I say, you guys will get confused, right?
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Just wanted to see how long will this class stay today?
1.5
I
hour,
mean,
10:30 to
just 1
12.
hour?
Yeah, every day.
Okay, 1 hour, right?
Monday to Friday, 1.5 hour. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry to interrupt you. So, in the real environment, how many instance type we use generally?
So in the real time, no, it depends on your client or depends on your project. So in the project, they will give you some document. So there's some document name. It either they call it as a SAD, okay, or else they'll call it a solution architect design document. Okay, in that they'll give you the requirement. Client will say, Okay, they will say, or your architect will be there. No, he will decide how many T2 micro should require. Okay, how many large required, how many small required. So he will decide based on that. Okay, so this is the
Adil, I guess I can't hear you.
once if they give the details, you should be knowing it, right? Where you will get T2 micro, where you will get memory optimized. Clear?
Yeah, so T2 is a one component. However, we can increase the CPU utilization, CPU uses for it, right? Like
Yeah.
we can give the more memory and more CPUs to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we have different families in EC2. So T2 is for tiny turbo, just for, just a simple your testing purpose, learning purpose on demand. If you want, if you're using for high level, then you can go for compute starting with C. It's like that.
Sir, one more query from my side.
Is it Leela?
Shivaram here.
Yeah, got it.
Who is this? Now one more.
Shivaraman.
Shivraman, yeah.
Sir, well, we have required to change the EC2 instance type. It can be done in real time, or we need to shut down the machine, sir.
That you need to shut down. So if your EC2 instance is already running, okay, so you already launched EC2 instance. You have taken T2 and you have launched, you feel that it is not sufficient. Okay, either you need to shut down or you need to create another one. You cannot change it in running while running.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's not possible. Okay.
Adil, sorry to interrupt you. So I just joined late. Today is the first day for this training, right?
Yeah, yesterday's was, I mean, the first, this is the second class. First class was just a fundamentals. Okay.
Okay.
It's nothing that important, but this is the first actual services class.
Okay. Got it. And you'll be sharing these recordings, right? I just joined late.
It is there in the YouTube, I guess. They'll share you the link.
Okay.
You can check with the host. I mean, the people, they'll share you.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
But we can't get complete videos on YouTube. Huh?
That I'm not sure. I'm just a trainer. Whatever you have doubt, ask me. I'll clear. Okay, learn as much as possible. These are very high demand. You guys know it already. All right, moving on. So next important is security group. So while launching an instance, so you have learned instance type. Now we're gonna learn about security group. Okay, so here we have firewall, that is secure. So what is security group? So it is just a, so don't worry about this explanation. Always remember, security group acts as a virtual firewall to our instance. Okay, that means in a simple way, what it does. Okay, so let's say now, okay, so this is Manoj's apartment. Okay, so this is Manoj's apartment. Now Leela is a outside user. Okay, Leela is a Manoj's friend. Now if Leela wants to get into Manoj apartment or Manoj flat, what is the procedure, how she'll come? Okay, how he will come? So first Leela will come here. Okay, so what is the main checkpoint? So Manoj apartment, they have security guards, right? They have security guards. What security guard will do? Simply will they allow security guard for any random? They'll check with Leela, who are you? Why are you coming? Who do you require? Is Manoj is there? Okay, they'll check, they'll ask Leela, they'll get the details and they'll check with Manoj. Can we allow Leela? Only if Manoj says, then only security guard will allow Leela to get into Manoj apartment. And then after the work, after some time, Leela will go back. Okay, same technology we are using here, guys. Okay, so it's very simple, very simple. Security guard is something like this. It is an actual firewall. Okay, so security guard, so same way security guard is a firewall for our EC2. Now Manoj is EC2. Okay, this is our instance. So a security guard acts as a firewall. So inside security guard, we have inbound ruled, we have outbound ruled. Okay, So whatever you defined in inbound rule, okay. So when you're launching instance, okay, you have to define security group inside inbound rule, whatever the rule you define, okay, whatever you are allowed, only that your security group will allow to your EC2. Okay, only that will be allowed. Any other rules or any other request is not allowed. Is it clear? So if you see here, security group
Yes,
is
sir.
acting as a virtual firewall. Can you see this firewall? So
Yeah,
in this,
so
yeah.
whatever data comes to EC2 instances, they will get verified from the firewall, which is located just beyond the Azure, and then reach to the EC2 instance. Is it like that?
Yeah, pretty much correct. Okay, so security group is a firewall. Okay, so it's a virtual, you cannot see it. Okay, but it acts as like a boundary to your EC2 instance. Okay, it will be like a boundary. So any request should pass through security group. Okay, should pass. So if anyone wants to come into Manoj apartment, they should pass through security guard, right? Same way. So here we have some rules. This is how it looks. I'll show you in the lab also. Before I get into lab, if you know this, lab will be easier for you. You will do it within no time. That's why I'm explaining you all this. So this is how it looks, guys. Security group inbound rules. If you see here, I'm allowing only port 80, port 443. Okay. Any other ports, it will not allow. Why? Because in security group, we have not defined, we have not allowed it. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. There may be some network slowness or few seconds we are not able to audible you. Now you are audible.
All right, all right.
Yeah, it
Okay,
seems that
easy.
you have issue with your internet connection. Sometime it
How is it?
fluctuates.
How is it
Sometime
now?
only. Yeah, it's fine.
Now it's
All
good.
right. Okay. So clear about security group, guys. You guys know what is security group. Okay. What is the function of it? Yeah.
I have a query. So when you have created an instance, by default, a security group will be associated with the instance, or we need to explicitly attach that.
By default, it will be there.
Okay, by
Okay.
default.
So yeah. So if you see here, my next point, it is that only. Security groups by default will be there, but by default, they are denied. If you
Okay.
see, when you launch instance, okay, security groups by default, it will be denied. We have to go explicitly allow, okay, we have to give inbound or outbound rule. We have to give explicitly. If you don't give anything, okay, when you launch an instance, there will be denying, okay, no traffic will be coming and going.
Okay, means where the security group only we can add permit statement, means permit things.
Inbound rules,
Yeah.
only allow rules. You can specify only allow rules. That's what I'm coming to it. Next point is that only I was going to explain.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys are clear about what is security group, what is inbound rules, what is outbound rules. So my next is that only. What we are saying is by default, when we launch instance, we have security groups, but by default, it will be denied. No rules will be there here. So we have to go and launch it. Okay. I mean, sorry, we have to go and define it inbound rules. Okay. Remember, we can only allow rules. You cannot deny it in security group. And we can assign up to 5. Okay, you can assign up to 5 security groups to one EC2 instance. And one most important thing about security group, which you should remember, they'll ask in the interview and as well as also in the exam. So that security group are stateful. If you see here, what it's saying, security groups are stateful. So what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this is, so you don't have to define outbound rules for this. Once you allow any port, now let's say in the security guard, I'll allow port 80. Okay, I'll give allow port 80. So once you allow port 80, automatically outbound will be opened for port 80 as well. This we call it as stateful. This is only there in security group, guys. That's what security group makes different from others. Why? Because it's a stateful. So in coming classes, you will learn more about stateless also. Okay. Now, as of now, focus on stateful. All right. Any doubt in security group?
Yes, sir. You have said that you can able to attach security groups for your instances.
Huh.
That means one instance can be attached to multiple security groups. That means, or
Yeah, multiple also you can do it, or you can keep as a, you can create and keep security groups, and you can attach and remove at any time, even for the running instance. Up to 5 only you can do it. So if you're
that means for one instances or 5 instances for 5 machines, sir. I'm not able to understand that.
for one EC2 instance for one VM, okay, you
sir.
can assign up to 5 security group.
Okay, so in that case, if I have assigned, if I have allow 13389 port in one instance, one rule, another rule I have dropped, I have removed. That means which one will take, sir? Which I have, that's my query. I'm not able to.
Okay, so you are saying if for your EC2 instance you have like this 3 security groups. So here you are allowing port 80, and here in this security group port 80 is not allowed, right?
Yes, sir. Or first I have not allowed means we will allow only we will provide access only for allow ports, as you said, right?
So we will allow, if you define anywhere in the, let's say here in the security group, we don't have deny. Okay. So in this first security group, you have allowed port 80. Okay. If you allowed here, automatically you will get the port 80 request to the EC2. Even if you don't define your port 80 in this second security group, third, it doesn't matter. You have allowed in one of the security group, right? Obviously it will go.
Okay,
Even if you don't.
it will take top priority rules. Yes, sir.
No, there's no top priority rules. Okay, because here we don't have deny rules. No. Here it is only allowed. So if you are, let's say we have in one security group, you have 5 rules. Okay, and in second security groups, okay, you have 10 outbound rules. So all these outbound rules, if you're giving, means you are allowing it. Is it clear? You are allowing here. You are not denying these rules. So obviously whatever you give it, everything will be allowed. It's not like priority. So whatever you have defined in the security groups, it will be allowed.
Okay, sir, got it.
Yeah, when we talk about NACL, you will understand we have some priorities. Okay, we have deny rules in NACL, there you'll understand. But in security group, don't get confused. We have only allow rules. All right. So
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So now we're gonna do some. Let us do some lab now. Okay, let's launch our first EC2. Why? Because it will be more of theory again. You guys will get bored of it. Right? So you guys, I believe everyone have root user. So once you have root user, come and log in here. So once you log in, you can see your account name. Okay. So this is your account. These are all the services you can see. I've already explained in my first class, right? So just here go and type EC2. Once you type EC2, you will come and you will come to this page. So here we're gonna launch our first instance. Click on launch.
And sir, may I know how many instances we can have like we have EC2 instance?
There's no limit right now. You can create how much you want. We have, if you go with other services, containers and all, they will deploy 200, 300 instances at one time.
So how we give the name like EC2, EC3, EC4? Is it like that, or we can give any name?
Any name. Now I'm giving, no, that's what I'm doing.
Test,
If you see a name, I'm giving test 1. Okay, this is our demo 1. Okay, so let me give demo only. Okay, this is our demo EC2. You can give anything. Usually what in real time, what people will do, they'll give their project ID. So they'll be having project IDs, right? They'll give project ID, or else they'll mention their project name. Okay. That only you can do. And this you leave default as of now, because you guys don't know what is OS. Am I right? You leave default. Don't do anything. Instance type, what we are selecting, T2 micro. Why are we selecting T2 micro, guys?
It's a free tier eligible.
Free tier
Yeah.
eligible. And one more. One more. Why you are T2 my?
It is
Oh.
a general purpose. So
Yes, exactly. It is a general purpose. T2 represent tiny. Who is that Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro Max? How many instance make? I did not understand your question.
So I mean that in free tier, how many instances we can able to create? Is there any limit or that's it?
In free tier.
Yes, sir. Free tier
So
account.
in free tier, that's what you can launch how many n number of instances. There's no limit for it. Okay, but there's a limit for you will be giving $1,000, I believe. So if your rate up to 1,000, you are free. Up to $1,000, that instance is free. You can create 100 EC2, you can create 500 EC2. As long as that cost of EC2 is not crossing 1,000, it is free for you. It is like that.
So end of the day, money matters a lot.
Yeah. But as I have seen for the testing, for the classes and all, no student has reached, breached that free tier. They have given a lot. You can practice. You guys can easily practice, but make sure you have to do the cleanup. As soon as you finish your classes, please do the cleanup. Cleanup is must. That I'll show you. First, let me launch it, then I'll show you the cleanup. All right. So now I've given the name. OS, don't select anything. Instance type, we are selecting T2. Key pair, okay, I'll explain it to you. Okay, now it's not required. Okay, so here, if you see here in the network setting, we have security group. So it is asking if you want, you can create a security group or you can select existing one. Okay, now I'm going to create security group. Okay, if you don't give it here, okay, if I create like this only, there will be no rules at all. Security group will be default. By default, it will be no rules. Okay, I'll show you how to give rules. Now I'm giving everything, I'm not giving any rules. If you see, I have not checked anything. All right, so rest all, leave it. Don't touch anything. And now we're gonna launch instance. What do we call this, guys? This line.
Is it instant ID, like how many instances we create, we get the IDs and the generation date and time?
What? That line you are saying, that uploading line?
Yeah, I'm talking about instant ID. Like whenever we create an instant, it gives us instant ID,
Yeah.
including date and time, so that Amazon can take record for that.
Yeah. So we have this instance ID, for all each and every instances. Each and every instance will come with instance ID, and in real time we track with instance ID only. Okay, so this is our first instance. Can you guys see it? It's up and running. Okay, so if you see here, we have status check is still initializing. So they will ask you in the interview. Okay, as I have seen, many of my students are saying, so recently they have started asking in interview, can you explain what is this status check, why it will show initializing? Okay, and if you see here, there will one check and two steps check will be there. Okay, so what do you mean by that is, so it will do two checks. So one is system status check and second one is instance status checks. Whenever we launch an instance, whenever we start an instance, there will be two checks. What is the first is system status check. It will check whether all the configuration is correct or not in the system, whether my system is ready to up and running. And second, it will check instance one. So my instance, what details I've given, which storage I've given, which networking I have given. Okay, both it will check, and then our instance status check will be 2 by 2. If you wait for some time, it will be 2 by 2. This they'll ask it, guys. In recent interviews, they have asked it. All right, you don't have to wait for this initializing. Okay, so first EC2 instance is launched, right? Click on this and then connect. Okay, so these are the different types of connecting. Right now, don't worry about it. Just click on connect. Okay, if you see establishing connection. Okay, so you wait for the some time. Okay, so why am I getting this error, guys?
We have not included security group while we create VM.
Exactly. So if you see that error, we have not allowed any inbound rules. Okay, so sometimes, okay, sometimes if I don't do the billing, okay, if I have a billing payment, okay, if my payment is pending every month, they'll be sending the payments. If my billing is pending, even then they'll not allow me to launch. Okay, if you guys are new, you will be able to launch it. Okay, this is how you check your billing. Click on account. Okay, come to the billing. Okay, just click on bills. You can see monthly wise. Can you guys see here? I have $10. So you might say you are in free tier. Why are you getting $10? Okay, so it's because I have left it on EC2. Few times I have left it on. I have not turned it off. Can you guys see it here? I have not done the cleanup this account. It will show you in which region you have EC2. If you see US West Oregon. So here I have left it on. That's why I have got this bill. If you use it and if you clean up, you will not get this bill. You guys got it right? How to check it?
Can we see if there are any services are running and in which region?
This is what it is. So running, not sure, but here you can see in which region you have deployed. Okay,
I mean,
running, I'll show you. Running, I'll show you. So here you can see in which region you have charged more. Okay, even if you simple storage service also S3 also. Okay, in which region you have S3 bucket. Okay, in VPC also in which region you have deployed and which region is costing you. You can see if that once you see here whether you want to cross check. Okay, now we saw here Oregon, right? US West Oregon. I have charged $8.59. So to confirm whether it is running or not, what I need to do, I need to change it to US West Oregon. I think I might have not. So go to this. Okay, I think I might have not stopped it. If you see here, you can see in the dashboard if anything is running or not. If you see my one instance is running. Which one is that? Now my one demo one. Same way we have different dashboards for other services. In this dashboards, we can see instance, load balancer, placement groups, all the all the services which cost you money. You can see it here. Sorry. I think I hope it shouldn't be there. See, can you guys see it? I forgot to stop my EC2 instance in Oregon region, which I saw it in my bill. Okay, that's why I'm getting that much charge. Now I need to go and terminate it. Is it clear, guys? Why do we get that much billing? Any doubt in how to check the billing part?
Yeah,
Hello?
got it.
Yeah, right. So this is how you check your billing. So after each class, if you do any lab, okay, clean up, and next day check your billing, not on the same day. Okay, next day you have to go and check your billing. Okay, now coming to our EC2. So you guys know now how to launch EC2, right? So we are getting the error. Now I'll fix my security group. Let's say whether that record, I don't know which region I've launched it. Okay, it's in Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Yeah. So usually in real time, what they will do, you know, guys, let's say we have our application to our Indian users. They'll run main application in Mumbai. Okay, but they'll keep backup of our application. That means our secondary application will be in the Ireland. Okay, or in mostly they'll do deploy in Ireland or in Singapore. Why? Because the costing will for the organization, it will be less. And if you think about the governance, okay, government rules in Ireland, you have good rules compared to any other region. Okay, that you don't have to worry. Okay, this is for professional, for experienced people. All right, security. Okay, click on this, go to security. If you see, there are no rules. Okay, so click on this. This is our security group. Now we're gonna give some rules. Okay, there are no edit inbound rules. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna allow first SSH. Okay, save rules. This you should give anywhere. Okay, from anywhere. 000 means anywhere. So I'm allowing SSH. Okay, so now I have changed this thing. I hope it should work. If it doesn't work, it could be my billing problem. In real, if you are doing, it will work for you guys. It's working. Did you guys see it now? Previously, it was not working. Now it is working. This is the power of security group. In real time, we will play with this security group, guys. Okay, so only with the specific thing we can allow. It acts as a virtual firewall. If security group it's not allowing, no matter what, you will not get to. This is my now first EC2 server. It's working. If you ask, who am I?
You have created a Amazon instance.
So this is Amazon Linux. This is under free tier, no?
One thing. So where is what are these IPs? It getting
This IP is right.
yes.
Yeah, that's what my next slide is all about. Okay, I'm gonna talk
And
about
one
that
more
now.
thing, we don't need any credential, user credential.
Since we are launching from the console, okay, if you're launching from the console, you don't require. Okay, if you're launching through some programmatic, right, CLI, command shell, SDK tools, so you require credential access keys.
Well, if I launching a Windows machine, we should have a username and password, right?
Yeah, if you're launching Windows machine, yeah, you can give. While launching, it will ask. So here we have selected OS as a Linux. I'll show you. So if you're going with RDP, right, you should have username and password. It will ask you while creating. So it doesn't come under free tier. It will cost us. That's why we don't create Windows machine. Okay, so where you can select, if you can you see here?
Yes.
So in the OS, if you select Windows and then if you launch, okay, while launching and all, you have to give some credential.
Okay, can
So
you show one Windows machine also?
Right now I cannot show because already my billing is more. Okay, so I have another account. Okay, that I'll activate and I'll show it to you. Okay.
But this is a free tier only, right?
No, Windows, even though it is a free tier, okay, so when we give the credential, when it start running, we get a charge for that. Okay, so let me clear it. Okay, let me clear and I'll show it to you. So right now, let me finish this first. Okay,
Okay.
so this I have done only half. People are not aware of storage, networking.
Sorry
If
to
they know,
interrupt you. So we
yeah.
have multiple OSs here in Quick Start. So if we initiate the connection through Amazon Linux, so it won't ask any password. But apart from that, if we use any other OS like Red Hat Linux, Windows, it will there would be password required for that, right?
Yeah, different OSs I haven't tried. Okay, so we usually try Ubuntu or Linux, okay, and Windows. Okay, so Red Hat, this thing and all, if it's configured to ask credential, is they will ask. If they have configured OS in such a way, then it will ask. Okay, so for demo purpose and for for demo purpose and all, we use the Amazon Linux, and in the project we use most of the case in Ubuntu, Linux, and Windows. Okay. So here, if you see, we have that. I'll come to it when we talk about AMI, or else it will get confused to others. Okay, because there are few people who is very new to cloud. They should understand from scratch, right? That's why I'm going slowly. I mean, slowly each and every step. So any doubt here, guys? You guys are able to launch EC2 instance, right? Any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, this is how we're gonna launch our EC2 instance. So here we have a few again about as Devash is asked about IPs. Okay, so if you see my here, we have something called public IP and private IP. Why they have given two IPs? Why can't they why can't they give only one IP? What is the need of two IPs, public and private IP? Okay, so what do you mean by that is public IP address are internet addressable. Okay, private IP address are internal to corporate network. That means, so if anyone outside, okay, so if anyone outside wants to talk to you, I think everyone knows about networking here, right? I don't have to explain the basic. So anyone outside wants to talk to this EC2. Okay, now this EC2 is inside AWS cloud. We have launched this EC2 inside our AWS cloud. Okay, if anyone wants to talk to this EC2 from outside, okay, from your laptop, what we'll use? We'll use public IP. If anyone inside, okay, if anyone inside of this AWS cloud, if they want to talk to this EC2, we'll use private IP. That's it. Okay, that's the main thing about it. So then all these EC2 instances are assigned private IP. So private IP, what is the one more thing you need to remember is, so private IP address are fixed. Okay, until you terminate, this private IP will not go, but public IP will keeps on changing, guys. If I stop this, just remember this public IP, we have 13, right? 13.233. So I'll stop it. Okay, I'll stop and I'll start. You will not see this public IP. It is dynamic. Okay, so public IP, it keeps on changing. Why it changes? Because we get that public IP from Amazon pool. Okay, if you don't use it, Amazon will take it back and will give it to some other EC2. That's why. Okay, if you see here, we don't have public IP. Okay, so now let me start this instance again. So if we start it, Can you guys see it? It has changed. Previously, it was 13.234 something. Did you observe?
Yes,
Guys?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how public IP will be keep on changing, not like private IP. So now you have given this public IP to your end users. Okay, you have given this to end users, or we are using it. So let's say you will stop this EC2 and you will go. Now, if they want to access your application, if they want to access your EC2, this public IP will not be there because you have stopped it. How to overcome this? So to make your public IP static, what AWS has come up with, it has come up with something called elastic IPs. Okay, so what is elastic IP? So once you create elastic IP, so it will assign like a fixed, it is a fixed public IP address. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, elastic IP. Elastic IP can be switched to another EC2, it's the same region. Okay, elastic IP remains attached even if you stop the instance. Okay, so even if you stop and run, your elastic IP will be there. Okay, how do you attach? Okay, just create allocate elastic IP. Okay, select the region. That's it. Allocate. You will get one elastic IP. Just attach to your EC2. That's it. Remember, this will cost you. Okay, if you buy this, it is free. If you buy and if you don't attach to any of your EC2 instance, then it will cost you. Okay, so now I have bought it from Amazon. Okay, Amazon has given me this elastic IP. I'll go and associate to my EC2. Okay, we have instance. Okay, choose instance, demo EC2. Okay, it is running. I have associated it. Can you guys see here elastic IP? Now it has attached. So now if I stop this instance, if I run this instance, even though my public IP will go, but my elastic IP will be there. Okay, now my elastic IP has become my public IP. Any doubt here, guys? You guys understood what is public IP, private IP, and why do we require elastic IP? These are very important, small and sensitive part, okay, which will play in the EC2s. Any doubt, guys? Yeah.
Is there any limitation on the public IP or elastic IP? Means if we created a 100 instance, we won't have a 100 public IP, right? IP address, right?
If you create 100 EC2 instance, you are saying you want 100 public IP.
Yeah.
So for each EC2 instance, you will get one public IP and one private IP.
So if we create like that, means so there will be no significance of private IP then. So if every instance gets a public IP, so there is a and
yeah,
the public IP the IP range also it will be over. Means if we created 1,000 instance, if 1,000 server, does it assign public IP to all 1,000 server, or
yes,
it has any limitation?
exactly. So now we have something called launch template. Okay, so using launch template, I'll show you. We will be deploying at a time 5, 10, okay, 50, 100, 1,000 instance. So for each instance, they will be having different public IP and private IP. Okay, if you want to talk to that EC2 instance, okay, you will be having different public IP. Let's say, okay, you are creating this EC2 instance for only the corporate. Okay, you are creating EC2 instance for only your development, dev department, testing department. You don't want public IP at all. Okay, if you don't want that, what you can do while launching an instance only, you can disable it so that you will not get costing to it. If you don't disable, if you give enable of auto assign public IP, so how much ever instance you launch, you will get that much public IP. Okay, if you come here, okay, in the networking, I don't know why console is very slow today. Can you see it here? The badges. So auto assign public IP, I have enabled it. If you are okay, if you are creating EC2, you know, for just for the private, only to talk inside AWS. Okay, public people will not talk to it. Okay, you can off it. You can disable. If you disable and if you launch instance, you will not get public IP at all. If you don't disable, only if it's enabled. Okay, if you launch, how much ever you launch. Okay, here I have given number of instance 1. Okay, if I give 1000. Okay, if I give 1000, if I launch 1000 instance, that 1000 instance will have different public IP. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear, but yes, I doubt if all instance gets public IP, then what is the need of NAT? These things I was thinking.
Oh, NAT is for, you know, talking, making your private. Okay, if you are easy to has a, that will talk in VPC session. Okay, and it's a very big topic. The Bashes I cannot explain in just one word now. To explain, yeah, because we have new people who is very new to cloud. They need to understand step by step.
Actually, there is something mentioned in AWS document. By default, all AWS accounts are limited to 5 elastic IP address per regions.
No, what they're saying is that we will talk in CIDR. Okay, we have something called CIDR in VPC session. Okay, so if you see here, we have ranges, right? Where I can see. Just a second. So while creating a VPC, while creating subnets, we have to give CIDR ranges. Okay, each comes with some ranges. So in that ranges, we have 250, right? We have 16. So in that, I'll explain you. Last 5 will be allocated to AWS. Can you see here /20? Can you see they have defined this range? Okay, I'll explain you in VPC session. What is this range? Okay, so /20 means how many IP addresses will come. Okay, /20 0.0/20 means we will get some certain number of IPs, list of IPs. So in that list of IPs, only the first 5 will be allocated to AWS only. Rest all IPs you can use it. That is what they have told in documentation. Is it clear? Hello.
Sorry,
It is a bit confusing.
I was speaking in mute. Actually, you are talking about the private IP space. I'm not talking about this one. So I am talking about the public IP only. Oh, 1 minute.
So others, yeah, Devash, you look for it. So others, don't worry. Okay, what we had a conversation. Okay, you will not understand because if you are new to cloud, okay, we are talking something next thing, okay, which you're gonna learn in the next coming session. Okay, that is about VPC subnets. Then you will understand. Okay, so right now, do you guys understood how to launch instance, how to select security group? Till here, you guys have understood, right?
Yeah.
So till here you have understood
Yeah.
how to connect. Okay, what is this status check? What is 2x2 status check? Okay, so you guys know what is private IP, public IP, and why do we have elastic IP, right? You guys know all those things. Okay, so if you are not using if you have not attached this elastic IP to any of your EC2 instance, then you will be charged. Okay, remember in exam they will trick you. Okay, if you buy elastic IP, they will not charge you. Okay, now I'm not charging for this. Why? Because I'm using this elastic IP. I've attached to my demo EC2. If I don't attach to it, if I simply keep it in my bucket, okay, if I simply keep it here, then I will be charging. Okay, remember this. Okay, this is a bit of tricky scenario one. All right, so this is about it. Okay, in the next class, we're gonna talk about launch template. Okay, different tenancy model, placement groups. Right, we're gonna talk about a little bit concepts, important concepts, and then we can wind up our EC2 so that you will know full end-to-end about EC2 instance. Right, so what all we can do, you can play with configurations. Okay, so if you are joining next class, please prepare and come. Okay, whatever I've taught you, just go through it. Okay, I'll ask you some questions before start of the class. Any doubt, others? Hello.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if I have when I have launched, I have created one machine in AWS. When I have launched the machine, it was not. You had said that 2 levels of check. That is system check and instance check. If any one of fail means, how can I address that issue, or is there any option to address that issue?
If anyone goes fail, right?
Yes, sir.
So if anyone goes fail, okay, here only you will get, okay, what is the problem? Okay, if anything goes fail, here only it will show, okay, you can do it here as well. Okay, create status check alarm or report instance status. Here only they will show you the solution for it, how to do it, what could be the problem.
We'll
Okay,
have groups here.
Have you got any error? Show me the error if you have got.
Sir, I'm asking. I'm not created the beam. Generally, I'm asking.
So yeah. So here only you will get that. Okay, you will get in red mark and you will ask you to go through this. They'll ask you to go through this and all. That you don't have to worry.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So AWS सीखना बोले तो CCNA बेसिक लेवल्स भी मालूम होना चाहिए क्या सर?
CCNA नहीं, नेटवर्किंग पता रहेगा तो more than enough. नेटवर्किंग अभी
CCNA बोले तो वही ना सर, नेटवर्किंग राउटिंग स्विचिंग भी पता चलना चाहिए क्या?
ओके, वही मेन नेटवर्किंग राउटिंग थोड़ा पता रहना है. मतलब रूट्स में अभी पोर्ट 22 पोर्ट 80 बात किया ना.
हाँ.
पोर्ट मतलब क्या है, प्रोटोकॉल मतलब क्या है, वैसे कुछ थोड़ा पता रहे तो बस. नहीं पता रहे चलेगा, मैं आपको बेसिक से सिखा रहा हूँ ना, मेरा कोर्स ही बेसिक से सिखा रहा हूँ.
अच्छा,
चलेगा.
डेली रिकॉर्डिंग सेशंस हमको सेंड करे तो फिर से हम सुन के फिर को माइंड में रख ले सकते ना सर?
वो यूट्यूब में अवेलेबल है शायद. आफ्टर दिस क्लास वो यूट्यूब में अपलोड करते हैं.
यूट्यूब में?
हाँ.
तो हमारे को सेपरेट से भेजे तो अच्छा रहता ना सर. यूट्यूब बोले तो सर्चिंग करना थोड़े.
जो ज्वाइन आई थिंक दे कैन आंसर इट. ओके, जो भी होस्ट किया ना, मैं उनसे चेक करके बोलता हूँ आपसे कांटेक्ट करने के लिए.
तो इसमें सर AWS पे हमें जॉब देख ले सकते हैं ना? अब एक डोमेन पे हमें काम करके फिर AWS डोमेन पे हम काम कर सकते हैं ना, चेंज कर ले सकते हैं ना फिर से?
तो मैं वो ऑलरेडी फर्स्ट क्लास में एक्सप्लेन किया हूँ. ओके, किसे AWS यूज है और किन लोगों को पढ़ना है, और अगर आपसे नया से स्टार्ट करते हो तो कैसा जॉब आपको मिलता है AWS में.
तो मैं नेटवर्किंग पे जॉब कर रही हूँ सर, नेटवर्क इंजीनियर के नाम. अब तो मैं डोमेन चेंज कर ले सकती है AWS में?
तो आप लेट्स से आप नेटवर्क इंजीनियरिंग में हो ना, तो आप नेटवर्क इंजीनियर में रहे तो अब ये पूरा कोर्स सीखने के बाद आपको एंड टू एंड AWS पता चल जाएगा. ओके, आप AWS क्लाउड इंजीनियर करके एक जॉब है, वो भी एक डेजिग्नेशन है, उसे क्लाउड ऑप्स बोलते हैं. वो जॉब में आपको सूटेबल रहेगा.
थैंक यू सर.
ओके.
So how do we create account in AWS? Have you covered that already?
Yeah, root user. Oh, in my first class I have shown it to you.
Or is it I
You,
didn't
it is
join
there. Yeah, it is there in YouTube. You can follow it. Okay, it's just a couple of steps.
YouTube means where it is in what I have to search it? So is there any channel or something available?
Yeah. How did you get this link?
One person shared me. I think I need to check with him.
In the
GuiNet.
group, Mahesh, GuiNet. Yeah, you will
Uh-huh.
get it. Yeah, GuiNet. Okay, if anyone is there from the.
Maybe we can also ask Abhishek, sir. He can guide us about.
Yeah,
the-
Abhishek is the right guy. Okay, I'll share you that. Okay, here, if you go to here, GuiNet. Okay,
And
so this.
Adil, what about notes as well? Can you please go ahead and share the notes, or do we need to ask?
Check with Abhishek. Okay, check with Abhishek. Oh, let's see what he says. Okay, guys, so this is this channel. Okay, from here only you guys are seeing the live also. Okay, if you see in the videos, where is that AWS one? Okay, yesterday only a day before that.
Going live. Shorts live.
All right, let's. This YouTube is. I'll share you that link. Who's just give me a second. I'll share you. I have it in my WhatsApp.
Is there any WhatsApp group created for this batch?
Not yet. Wait, I'll share it to you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I have shared that YouTube link. Okay.
Where you have shared via chat?
In the chat, click on that YouTube link. You will get my first class video. In that, I have explained what is AWS, why do we need to learn AWS, what jobs you can get after learning this, for whom this AWS is for, and then I have told about how to set up a root user as well with the screenshot. All right, so anything required, please talk to Abhishek. He will guide you regarding this courses.
चैट पे लिंक नहीं आया.
एक second.
मैं तो नंबर सेंड किया उसी नंबर को भेजा सर.
One second.
No,
अभी आया
yeah,
देख.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GuiNet और मेरे से भी आया. All right. So बात कर लो. तो हम लोग so the classes will be like this, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, right? So I'll be showing the real time. Okay, I'll be explaining you with the real time example, so that it will be anyone, okay, who is new to cloud. You don't have to worry. Even you can remember it. Okay, that is how I have designed it. Okay. Please join all the classes. Okay, it will be very helpful for you. Debashis, are you there?
And Adil, how many days we have to spend on these classes?
This class I've designed for 30 to 45 days.
30 to 45 days working days.
Monday to Friday. So 10:30 to 12. Okay, I have designed like this. If you attend every day, okay, then within 45 days, you will be able to complete all the services in AWS.
And what is the duration for the complete course?
Yeah, that's
like
what the
40 hours or 50 hours like that, because
that course is designed for 24 to 25 hours.
Okay. So like Saturday and Sunday is also included in 45 days.
No. Saturday, Sunday is not included, only Monday to Friday. However, like I will be conducting some game days. Okay, so I'll be giving you some scenarios. Okay, you guys need to build it so that it will be it will be like a game day. Only if I arrange that will be on Saturdays.
Okay, that would be nice. It would be easy to learn.
Yeah.
mitigating factor.
So we have that sessions also. Okay. So if you join this class, if you join this course, what I'll do after completion of 2 to 3 course, we'll have a game day. I'll give you the scenario. You have to build in front of me and show it to me. So it's not like, like a test, or if you don't get it, we can help. Everyone will be there. You can share your screen. We'll do that as well.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's time up. I need to log out. We'll see you tomorrow or day after tomorrow, whenever the next class is. Okay. Please
Okay, thank you,
prepare
sir.
and please
Thank you,
prepare
sir.
and come. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.